This is the video review for Transformers Powercore Combiners Skyburst with Aerialbots. As you can see, Skyburst is kind of a cross between the old Silverbolt homage, kind of a cross between the old Concorde, a stealth fighter, stealth jet, like kind of a mishmash of airplanes here on Skyburst himself. And then the drones, you've got kind of a vaguely A-10 looking plane with a radar dish on it. Helicopter, different kind of a helicopter. This is more of a news chopper rescue type helicopter. This is more of a military attack helicopter with all the guns and stuff on it, and just a fighter jet here. So we'll set those off to the side for a minute or two as we get to Skyburst himself. And to transform him, he does have some landing gear. He's got some landing gear here in his legs, and there's one up in the nose, so you can have him with landing gear. But you want to unplug the legs and flip that whole assembly down like that. Then come under here and unpeg the arms from under here and bring them out and around. And then just want to take this whole assembly, fold it down. There's a little tab back here on the back of his legs that's going to peg into this. Just peg that together. Position his arms. And there he is in robot mode. It's a very simple transformation, and also a very nice, again, homage to Silverbolt in the fact that like most of the plane is sitting here as a backpack on his back after a very simplistic transformation. Okay. Like magic. Okay. Not sure what that was all about. And size-wise, he's a little bigger than your average Scout. There's Beachcomber, just to show that off, just to give a reference to the other video, since everybody else is kind of taken up in this one. There he is with Smolder. So as you can see, a little shorter, a little less mass, but the backpack adds some bulk to it, just to get an idea of how it compares with the other Scouts. Now to turn him into his commander mode or his torso mode, you want to bring the arms out to the sides here. You want to lift up this panel on his back. I'll go ahead and flip these out a little bit, these two tail fins, and flip up his combined mode head. Flip this, or take this panel, flip it down, and flip up his combined mode head if I can get it out here. I guess we can unhook this, kind of push on it from the bottom. But yeah, get his head out. And then we're going to bring this whole assembly down over his chest like this. We're going to bring the legs back, just the legs back this time, and plug them back into the back of the back panel here. We can get that lined up correctly. There we go. Snap that together. Bring this down over his chest. Then we're going to take the arms. We're going to bring them down. Fold them up here at the elbow. You can see there's kind of a little hook there on that panel. We're going to hook that under his chest here. And do the same on this side. Now let's hook that under his chest. There's a little groove up here, you can see where it's supposed to plug in. And then once you've done that, we're going to bring these side panels around, and there's a tab here on his arm that's going to plug into this little hole on the side. And there's his upper torso formed. And then the legs, you just want to flip out the little combiner pegs here on the legs. And then bring the legs up to the side like this. And you'll feel them kind of at the knee, you'll feel them snap into position when they're at the right angle. And there is his torso mode. He's got a new, bigger head, a little bit more detailing on it. and you see the combiner pegs come out. And then we're just going to plug in the combiner pieces. And this can be a little tricky because the hinges that these pegs are on are actually a little loose. Not super loose, but enough that like the force you need to push these things into the drones, they want to wobble. Just based on the way the hinges are. But basically just want to take this and plug them right in until they snap. Do the same with the jet. And sometimes it's just hard to find a good place to grip these things to get them to... There we go. And then snap him down like that. There we go. And come up here. And again, you just want to push this onto the peg. And they'll automatically transform into the limbs. And then the A10 looking one will just snap on. And there he is in combine mode. And just like the other ones, just like the Combaticons, he's got one kind of slightly longer arm. I mean, you can move this tail to articulate his hand a little bit. And then a more of a solid arm on the other side. There he is in combine mode. He does have the posability. You can turn the arms up and down. You can twist them at the feet for a little bit more posability. He does have knee joints, waist joints. No elbows. His head does turn. His head's just on a peg, so it only turns side to side, but it does turn. Here's a quick size comparison of him with the Combaticons. You can see it's about the same height. The Combaticons come a little taller just because of the extra bits there, but they're roughly the same height at the head. Silverbolt may actually, or Skyburst might actually be a little taller at the head here, but not by much. I mean, they're more or less the same height. And just to show it off, since I did in the other one, now that I've got the actual Autobot drones, go ahead and pull these off of Skyburst here, and we'll bring out Searchlight. Here he's got, as you can see, he's got his minicon on. This is torso armor, and he's already in torso mode here. We'll just go ahead and attach these. Come on, just need to grab it. There we go. And then the helicopter. And one of the things that I do like about the Autobot drones is that, the Combaticons, they look geared to match Bomb Shock, and they don't really mesh well with Smolder. I mean, like you can combine them with Smolder. I mean, and they certainly work with Smolder. Just color scheme wise, they don't mesh quite as well. Whereas I think these Aerialbot drones really work well with Searchlight as well as Silverbolt. And honestly, I think I may even prefer them attached to Searchlight more than I do on Silverbolt. I do find it odd that of this first wave of Powercore combiners, with the exception of Huffer, all of the Autobots are flying vehicles, and all of the Decepticons are ground vehicles. I think that's kind of a neat little switch up there, mythos-wise, because Decepticons are generally the flyers, and the Autobots are, as the name implies, automobiles. But there he is with Searchlight as the torso. I just think that looks really good. Again, this arm's a little long for my taste, but I think they match up very well with aesthetic-wise. So they go with both Skyburst and Searchlight. And then just to confirm, it does make for a little shorter combiner, but he's a little bulkier, looks a little more powerful, looks a little bit more coherent, doesn't look quite as spindly as the Combaticons. But yeah, overall, like I said before, kind of neat. I think the core scouts are really the draw here. The drones are kind of they're a neat idea. I think the execution is a little iffy. I mean they certainly work. But I think you could have got, if you had gone with just non-automatic transformations, you could probably have gotten a little bit more decent limb modes out of it. But as a gimmick by itself, I don't think it's all that bad of an idea. I just would like to have seen maybe a little bit more coherence from the combined modes. But yeah, there you have it. We've got Searchlight in here as the torso, but Skyburst and the Autobot aerial drone